Bonjour, everybody, and welcome to my WWE Backlash review. Another international show started around here about 12 o'clock this afternoon today, live from Lyon, France, and a pretty good show, I should say, with only 5 matches. Pretty quick show, honestly, about 2.5 hours. So it's not really a lot to say about Backlash, other than a few things. One thing I will say right off the bat is the actual crowd itself. That this is a great crowd, and I've said this before. Given last year Backlash was in Puerto Rico, one thing you can say is that the crowd was hyped the whole night. And listen, I don't understand what everybody's saying out there. It's in French. I'm not going to understand the language. I understood a few things, but they were hyped. Like, they were just excited throughout the whole night. Because you got to remember, like, they don't get this stuff like we do in America, okay? We're used to WWE over here. Then again, we see crowds not even really caring that much half the time because some say we're spoiled that when it comes to an international crowd, they are excited. Like, you look at SmackDown from yesterday and today's show here, this crowd was just super hyped for literally everything. Even the stuff that you don't really care about, they're gonna go insane. They're gonna go ballistic, okay? It's like I said before. They don't get this like we do. This was like some night after WrestleMania type of crowd. And like I said, I don't even understand the language all the way. But they were hyped though. They were chanting for a whole bunch of stuff. They were singing for a whole bunch of stuff. Hell, the crowd was jumping up and down so many times that even the camera started to shake. So, yeah, it was, like I said, this crowd was great. That's one thing to say right off the bat throughout this entire show. But we do kick it off though with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga as the entrances are going along, and hell, they were even singing Randy Orton's theme song. That's pretty cool to see too. But as everybody's making their entrance and all that, we end up getting like face to face. Everybody just starts brawling in. Security and them get involved. But even Nick Aldis had to come out there and say this is now a street fight. And I gotta say, Tama Tonga was really taking a lot of hits throughout this thing too. But you got kendo sticks, you got chairs, you got the tables, the announce tables, just a whole bunch of other stuff, trash cans and all that. They fought through the whole crowd. This was a wild brawl, okay? This was a wild brawl. The crowd was literally hyped for literally everything throughout the whole match. Even like, come on, Orton going for the RKO on Tama Tonga was pretty crazy until Solo ended up breaking it up. One thing I like, he tried to get him on the announce table, hit the Samoan spike, but Orton just RKO'd him on the table, which was crazy out there. Kevin Owens even in the chair off Tama Tonga, even hitting a frog splash on him onto the table to the outside was pretty good. And like just going throughout this match, because Kevin Owens and Tama Tonga were in there. They had 4 chairs out there. Kevin Owens doing the fisherman suplex off the top rope onto the tables, which was insane. But as he got the pin on Tama Tonga, next thing you know, Tonga Loa showed up, which I'm sure everybody thought it was going to be Jacob Fatu, which apparently he's been signed to WWE. And I kind of thought he probably would have showed up right here. But no, it was Tonga Loa. I didn't even know Tonga Loa left New Japan, to be honest. I actually thought he was still there. But hey, we got God now. He came in, he threw Kevin Owens in the Solo Sikoa, hit the Samoan spike on him then as Tama Tonga ended up getting the pin. Paul Heyman obviously just looked nervous throughout the whole thing as the Bloodline won. So yeah, God, he's the brother of Tama Tonga. But listen, like I said, if you watch these guys in New Japan, which honestly, New Japan is losing a lot of top stars right now, now that I'm saying this, but just if you've seen these guys in NJPW, you know these guys from Bullet Club before, IWGP Tag Team Champions, if you watched it like that over there. But yeah, God, I hope they actually get their theme back. I doubt they will from New Japan, and I'm sure, obviously, with all these horrible WWE themes that are going on with Def Rebel right now, I feel like they just need to get a crappy theme, or they're just going to keep coming out to Solo's theme. But Guerrillas of Destiny, God, and WWE, I'm sure everybody's now going to be thinking at some point it will be God versus the Usos. That's been said for a few good number of years now. So, hey, it looks like it may be actually happening at some point in time. But, yeah, didn't see that coming. One other thing, too, to point out is that you can say all of the Rising from TNA is now in WWE. Drew, Eli Drake, and now Micah Tongaloa there. So that's kind of crazy, too. But still, a wild brawl. And yes, God is now in the bloodline, so we gonna see where this goes. So it was a nice surprise to see Tonga Loa make his WWE debut, because I honestly did not know he even left New Japan. Um, right after that, though, we did get the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Title. Bailey, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton. Of course, everybody's got to do that "Hey, hey, Bailey" song and all that, but this was still a good match. Definitely enjoyable. I think we all know who was gonna win this. Bailey was gonna retain the title. It was. I did like when Bailey and Naomi hit a 3D onto Tiffany Stratton, which ended up rolling off the floor. Then I did like Tiffany even doing like the Alabama Slam, doing the whole flip thing, kind of cartwheel stuff. Um, Cartwheel stuff onto the tables and stuff. We're hitting two Alabama slams onto the announce tables with Naomi and Bailey. But yeah, after that 3D, Bailey and Naomi kind of went at it, and they kind of rolled pins until Bailey got it. Naomi takes the pin once again. I shouldn't really be surprised by that. I guess you could say they protected her surprisingly in a way by just having Bailey hold on to the pin and stuff. I knew Tiffany Stratton wasn't gonna take the pinfall right here. They want her going for the title at some point, a one-on-one with Bailey, possibly beating her if that's the case. Don't know, but Bailey was gonna retain. It was a good match though. It wasn't bad. Um, so it was enjoyable. Next was Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the world title. Um, Jey Uso coming through the crowd, doing his hands up and down thing. Just even people singing along. It's just me, Oos, Day One ish, and all that. That was good. This was a solid match. It was good. Some say Jey Uso isn't there up like that as a big single main event. Well, not main event yet, but big single star right now. But he is in a main event match for the world title, so that's something. I did enjoy this match. It was a good solid match. McDonough coming out there and Finn coming out there too. Obviously Damian Priest was getting mad that they were out there saying I can do this on my own. I don't need you guys' help. And all that. Even Uso getting the splash and the super kick. McDonough putting Priest's leg on the bottom rope. Saving the match then, which Jay ended up taking out McDonough then, and went back for Balor. And I guess, as Judgment Day's getting involved, Priest end up going to the top rope, I guess the middle rope, hitting a South of Heaven onto Jey Uso for the win. So, now surprised Damian Priest retained his championship right here. Right after that, Judgment Day tried to jump Jey Uso, but Priest kept shoving him off then. So, obviously, we are seeing dissension in Judgment Day even more. Like I said, Priest can't even control what's going on right now. Dominic wasn't even there. I'm sure everybody's going to say he's with Liv Morgan right now, obviously. But then again, Dominic is injured at the same time, too. So I think I said this the other day. While mommy's away, Dom will play. Um, yeah, Dom will play. So obviously there's more dissension, the Judgment Day going on with Priest trying to get control of everybody. We all know Rhea Ripley is injured right now, so she's out the game for a minute. So, like I said, the dissension of Judgment Day continues to happen. But some would say Jey Uso may have probably the best singles like pay-per-view match so far right now. I do agree. One thing, it was better than the match that happened at WrestleMania with Jimmy, but that's kind of given by default. Even some people I know say it was better than the one with Roman back last year at SummerSlam, which I can agree in many ways upon that too. But this was a solid, good match. So, like I said, Damian Priest retained. Next, the women's tag titles on the line. Kabuki Warriors, Damage Control versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I'm going to be honest, I'm actually surprised this match went as long as it did. It's a pay-per-view, so I can kind of get why. Jade was not bad here, but it was a lot of miscommunication in this match, especially when the ref kept telling Kyrie you're not the legal woman, and Asuka had to tag back in, then tag back out, and you can see a few botches here and there. Even kind of going into the end, it was kind of getting a little a little weird out there. So you could tell it was a lot of miscommunication, and like I said, it was the match wasn't as bad, but you could just see a lot of problems, and it was going all over the place. It was just chaos, and just anything was happening at that point. Honestly, Bianca took most of the heat throughout this entire match, which I'm not surprised by that. And Jade would come in and just hit most of the like big moves and all that. But Jade had more time in the ring out there. But like I said before, you could see a lot of miscommunication out there. And once again, you have to thank the crowd for this also, because if this was in America, nobody would really care about this. Okay, and I would say this too: if it was in America in the States, people would care about Bianca because people like Bianca. They like Jade because, come on, Jade's new right now. Damage Control, in my opinion, I don't give two craps about Damage Control. So that's whatever to me. And then again, this is the women's tag titles. And come on, given what we've been seeing on Raw and SmackDown and all that when it comes to any type of title defenses with the women's tag titles, nobody cares. Nobody don't give a fuck. Trust me. It's like the crowd either just goes to crickets, or that's the time where it's to get up or go to the bathroom or something like that. But given the names that were involved, and once again, if it wasn't for this crowd, I don't know how many people would have stuck around for this match. But Bianca and Jade win the tag titles, which was honestly a no-brainer. Then again, I forgot this was even a match on the show until I kind of found out a few days ago. But come on, Bianca and Jade was going to win this. Now I'm like, well, damn, what other tag teams are there in the women's division? Like, seriously. Because, like, we've already seen Asuka and Kyrie go through everybody else. So, who else is, like, in the women's tag division? And listen, let's be honest, too. This team was OP, okay? Bianca and Jade is OP for multiple kind of reasons. So, yeah, I get there's a reason why this wasn't a squash match. But then again, I'm surprised this went almost 20 minutes at the same time, too. So, I get why they didn't make this a squash match all the way. But still, though. I was surprised it went that long. But Bianca and Jade winning, no surprise from there. The crowd was, once again, definitely a big part of the show that made things look better. So, there you go. So, yeah, new women's tag champions. But, yeah, definitely a rough match to get through. Um, right after that, I know they announced people for the King and Queen of the Ring coming up on Monday. In the main event, we did get AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Once again, I hate these Death Rebel themes they made for almost everybody. They suck. AJ's theme sucks. Tiffany Stratton's theme sucks. Naomi and Bailey's theme sucks. A lot of these themes really suck. I'm not gonna go through every one of them, but just ones off this show, they suck. Um, Cody Rhodes, man. The fact that, excuse me, everybody was just singing along to Cody Rhodes' theme song was crazy, lyric for lyric. So, like I said, these international crowds are great. They just make everything so lively and exciting to watch. So that's one big positive thing throughout this show. But even like the crowd jumping up and down, like I said earlier, like them just jumping up and down and cheering shook the cameras. Like, that's pretty crazy. This was obviously the best match of the night. One could say, hey, it was Bullet Club yesterday, so kind of happy Bullet Club day to one, well, I guess two former leaders of the Bullet Club. But this was a great match. I definitely enjoyed it. It damn near went 30 minutes, so a very, very good main event. This is probably the best match by default, okay? Best match by default. Awesome stuff. I definitely loved it. It was a great match overall. So, especially even going towards the end. I like how he went to the Kimura lock, but AJ going for like the Pele kick and then going for the phenomenal forearm, but then he got caught by the Kimura lock, was pretty good. But yeah, AJ got out the crossroads, tried to go for the Styles Clash. Cody got out of it. Cody went for like a big cutter from the top rope and hit the crossroads and still retain the WWE title. So, great match. But very predictable show at the same time too, because like, come on, this is Cody's first title defense, and whatnot. So he wasn't gonna lose. So a lot of this stuff was very predictable, especially after WrestleMania. Going into the build of all of this, though, I know they were more focused on the drafts. I can't say the build was as big as a lot of people think, but this was still a really good show overall. A really fun, good show. Definitely enjoyed it. The crowd was probably, like I said, the crowd has got to be the best thing of this entire show. Main event, obviously, was the best match of the night. Yeah, I mostly enjoyed everything out of it, though. The big brawl, G.O.D., Tonga Loa making his big debut. The triple threat with the women was good. Like I said, the world title match was great. Like, the worst thing on here, and I wouldn't even say worst, but the roughest match throughout the whole night was the women's tag title match, because that was a pretty rough one to get through. So that probably be my lowest one, probably on the whole show. But overall, still just really great stuff. Like, good show, hot crowd. France definitely turned it up, so you gotta give them a lot of credit. But overall, I definitely enjoyed Backlash. It's like I said, it's not really a lot to say out of this. It was only 5 matches, so this show kind of really went by, especially for a show that happened over here in the middle of the afternoon. It went off like about what, 2:30 my time, so this was like a 2.5 hour show. So it's not really a lot to say from this. So definitely good stuff. So yeah, a lot, like I said, a lot going on right now. But other than that, definitely enjoyed the show. Probably talk about the releases another time. But good stuff. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna say fuck Ronda Rousey, which is agreed upon. And yeah, very good show overall. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.